ads. Really? Oh, the ads can play, but the thing can't, huh? Play it. Damn, man. All right, howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I'd be back. And Michelle Cameron, I'm sending angels your way. Okay, quite the event that we had here. Should be no surprise here at this channel. This audience should not be surprised by this event. We were talking about this pressure buildup last night, okay? So, let's get started here, please, Lord, with the solar report. Thank you. While this is loading up, the loops loading up, I'd just like to thank everybody for taking a moment out of their evening to come join us here at this precious family and get the news before the news, huh? Okay, we still have this object sitting here causing this spire event. It's sitting right here, and we're gonna, you can kind of see it at the very tail end of that last little splash that goes over it. You can see it sitting right there. In fact, what I'm going to do is I want to speed it up just a tad. No. Right about there, I think. No, that's slower. Whoops. Okay, just watch this area. It's sitting right there. Stuff's flowing over it. Stuff's kind of, you could catch the shape of it every once in a while. So what appears to be one of our objects is still hanging out right here. Watch this little splash go, this next one right there. All right, so let me capture this frame here. Oh, right. There's a good shot of it. Okay, you can make it out. It's right here. This round object's been camped out there for a minute now. And when usually these things pass by and interact with the sun and then move on past, this one seems to be parked right here or positioned right here, and it's causing that long-term spike that's over here, that long-term spire that I've been talking about. It's over on this side over here in this region. Okay, so now they're not just moving out and moving around and orbiting the sun. We got one that's kind of locked into position here, or is just kind of camped out right there. Here, you know what I need to do is start that again and zoom back in. And then pull it over. All right, so we're just kind of stay focused right on that spot right there and just watch that and watch how the plasma kind of interacts right there. It induces a CME. All right, but that's the same object that we were reporting on for the last couple of days. It hasn't really, like, usually a CME will kind of push it out, and send it on its way. But that thing kind of comes out and then holds on and stays there. So we still have this object positioned there, which is something different now. It's something new. All right, you see it right there at the very end when that stuff splashes over it. All right, so there's that. Let's get on over to the space weather, the solar ham real quick. Why is everything? Well, I guess we just have to reload every page tonight. All right, as you can see, it is tapering off and tapering off. We are well below the seafloor now. All right, we are at B 3.3 up here in the corner. We're in B territory, and not even halfway. We're at 3.3. We're a third of the way of hitting the B floor here. All right. And something else I used to talk about here that I want to repeat again. Over on this side, you see the color code red, yellow, and green. Green being our good zone, yellow being, cautionary, and red being, dangerous. All right. Well, down here, these two boxes are gray. They should be color coordinated the same. B should be yellow, cautionary, and A should be red. Because if the sun gets that weak and drops into A territory, it's not good. And the fact that we're at B 3.3 is not optimal as well. Okay. It's very quiet and very subdued, but that has released that magnetic pressure, that magnetic grip on our planet, and allowed this earthquake to finally kick out. All right, let me pull back. All right, so X flare percentage 1, M flare 15. You can see why it's just getting really quiet. But last time it did the same thing. After a bunch of activity, got really smooth and tapered off like this, and then we came back into a bunch of activity again. So this is the little break in between here. But during those breaks is when we get that magnetic release, that grip released, and then we see that pressure being able to manifest some earthquake. All right, now over here, excuse me. Tomorrow G0, but on the 4th they're calling for a G1, and on the 5th a G1. All right, that'll be more energy that we absorb. Not good. We're maxed out right now. We are totally maxed out. All right, here's your KP index real quick. You see this little spike right here and these last ones here. All right, you remember a couple of days ago when we had the KP8? All right, that energy absorbed down to the core. The core had its reaction, and then it heats the magma in between the core and the crust. That magma then wants to swell and expand, but it can't because the crust is holding it in place. So it looks for any kind of weakness in the crust, any kind of perforation in the Earth's crust to sneak through. So right here we have some magnetic. We took on a little bit of energy here again, but it's tapering off. All right. So right now it's just not good. Here's our. Let me go back to the auroras here. Here you can tell at our auroras, they're kind of weaker up here at the top a little bit. All right. So they're mild. They're not medium. They're mild right now, but still glowing. So we are still, taking on energy. All right. The Earth-facing side of the sun is looking rather abysmal, with only a couple of very small sunspots. Somewhat larger sunspot is now turning into view off the east limb. Because of the lack of active regions facing our planet, the solar flux index took a tumble and may end up below 120 today. Quite a contrast compared to just last week. All right, in other news, the G1 magnetic storm watch will be in effect over the next 24 to 48 hours. So we might be taking on energy. Well, tomorrow is no energy. So that's when we have this storm wrapping up as well. We had a nasty storm today, if everybody followed that as well. Okay, yesterday and today were, dangerous days for severe weather, and we had tornadoes and stuff touching down, and large hail, power outages and stuff like that. So anyways, back to this. We already did the auroras. I wanted to open up the tracker. All right, let's just pop it open real quick because it's too small. Now it's not. Okay, small little blast moving away. That's good. We don't need to be taking on any direct energy or any direct hits. In fact, it kind of missed our magnetic field line as well. So that's perfect. We don't need any more shots to the jaw. All right. So get this to pull up all the way, please. There we go. All right, so the Geomagnetic Storm Watch G1 NOAA's issued the minor G1 class storm watch for April 4th, when a stream of solar wind is expected to graze Earth's magnetic field. The storm could cause bright naked eye auroras around the Arctic Circle, with faint photographic auroras as far south as the U.S.-Canada border. All right, another sunset rocket launch. They sure are launching a lot of rockets lately, aren't they? SpaceX just added another 22 Starlink satellites and to its growing mega constellation. All right, so supposedly SpaceX, it's just another 22 Starlink satellites. Nothing to see here, right? Falcon 9 rocket was launched from Vandenberg. Everybody saw it. It did a wonderful little plume. Left this big old trail. Couple weeks ago, there was one of California, and I caught the vapor trail in the air. I was going to put that on the channel, but I'm too busy. Before SpaceX started launching Starlink in 2019, Mel Californians have never seen a rocket fly through the night sky. Okay. All right. So what was the other thing I wanted to see here? Oh, rocket trails may be coming soon to a sky near you. Check the SpaceX launch schedule. Rocket trails may be coming soon to a sky near you. That sounds kind of like they're trying to drop some hints a little bit. So you guys get used to seeing this, and you'll just think it's a rocket launch. All right, let's move on to the important business of tonight. Well, the leading edge of the important business. Now, do you guys understand why we had the earthquake today? Do you see what's going on our Schumann resonance? Everybody that's here understands this is the little dynamo inside the earth pumping around and spinning around in circles, generates a magnetic field outside the crust of the earth. That field hums at 7.83 hertz. It's a magnetic field. It has a hum, a resonance, a frequency to it. That frequency is 7.83 hertz. Just happens to be the same as the one on the Schumann, huh? That's what it's tracking. And you can see we've had some issues down at the core and the boundary and the shell or the outer core. They're grinding hard, very, very hard. That tells me that pressure down there is at its maximum. All right, the pressure down below is just really, really intense. It's causing the shell and the core to grind on each other at the barrier. That heat exchanges into the magma surrounding the outer core, all right, transfers up through layers up to the crust. All that magma, when heated, wants to expand. It can't. When it tries to, it pops out the volcanoes, fissures, opening cracks in the ground, doing all kinds of sinkholes and stuff like that, and then we get earthquake and volcano activity. Lately, it's been venting through the volcanoes because it seems we've had this atmospheric compression and a magnetic grip type effect on our planet that has subdued a lot of the quake activity. All right, well, we'll get over to the quake activity in a minute here. First, let me just pull this up real quick. All right, let's dance through this real quick. Now, I got it set here at the SO2 already. And you can see we have this big, huge area of pressure underneath China. Do you guys know where Taiwan is? It's right off the shore of China. See this big old blob of pressure right there? Here's Taiwan. Right here. Okay? This island is right next to all this pressure right here. Remember when I was telling you it can't be released in this area because it's so dense, so it searches the path of least resistance? Well, it found a new weak spot here in Taiwan. All right. Now, as we go around the world looking, you can see that we got some really dark stuff going on here. All right. It's darkening up. It's filling in. Over here in America, not so bad. Kind of clearing out in this region right in there a little bit. Still kind of concentrated up in there, but that's looking better. Let me take you over here to Java. This island is darkening up, okay? So is this plume around here, which tells me we had a lot of pressure underneath. And we were talking about that pressure last night, all right? And how we got new volcanoes coming online. We got, earthquakes in diverse places, right? And we had seen a transfer kind of more towards volcanic activity. Well, now let me kind of get this a little bit better. Let's pull on over. Let's just hop into our quake report as normal. All right. First, no deep quakes in this region. No fives at the surface, relieving pressure. There's a small little 3.9 down here on the plate boundary at New Zealand here, but that's about it for this whole region, okay? That pressure down below is looking for a weak spot, the path of least resistance. Remember we were talking about this spot right here where we saw a big quake in a quake swarm? All right, and look, it still had a couple of quakes today, a 5.1 down at 54 and a little 4.8 aftershock after that. All right, then we had over on this side, let me pull back so you can see these. This is a fulcrum point and plate boundary, but mainly fulcrum point. Over here is a plate boundary. It's almost on its own little fulcrum point. Do you see this round shape? Do you see how the energy had pushed this way? Well, there would be the, almost right out front where your energy is. So that's kind of a fulcrum point quake. And it's no slouch. It's a 6.2. All right, so we had a 6.2 there, followed by the 5.7. All right, so a major uptick in magnitude just right here. Despite this, we haven't even gotten to this yet. And we're already seeing signs, weak spots, fulcrum points. Now, here at Taiwan, what was it? A couple weeks ago, we had a couple of quakes in this region. I'm like, ooh, now we're starting to see activity at the fulcrum point of Taiwan, which we haven't seen in a while. That'll be a spot to watch in the future for a big quake or a quake swarm when we have a buildup of pressure again. So we had the buildup of pressure. We're talking about volcanoes finding new spots, not necessarily semi-active ones. We've been discovering new ones, right? Well, that's similar with our quakes as well. And here we have the perfect setup. Really, it is the perfect setup. It's right on the fulcrum point. We had a little indicator a couple of weeks ago that there was a weak spot here. And I kind of warned this area, next time we have a big buildup of pressure, there's different areas. I'm not just saying I called this one. There's other areas I've warned as well. Around here, we always talk about in the Sunda Straits, the island of Java, all right, all the volcanic activity. But what I'm trying to say is here at this channel for you guys, this should not have been a surprise, okay? And then we kind of look at it here. We've got quite a layout here. Is this blind in the camera? It sure looks like it to my screen. And now it's too low. Let's try right there. Oh, well, maybe it'll come out better after editing or something. Anyways, back to business. Down here where you see my little pointer is, down here is our main quake. That was our big one, a 7.4. When I hit the tsunami tab, it actually says 7.5 at NOAA. There's a couple other places that were upgrading this. So 7.5. I'm sticking with 7.5 because that's what it said on the NOAA one on this. And we know that USGS will downgrade them sometimes. Then right afterwards was a 6.5. This has been downgraded. It was a 6.5 earlier. And we had several 5.7s right here, a couple of 5.7s. All right, those are no slouch either. All of these quakes are pretty good size. And you can see we had quite a little flurry of them. What looks to me more like a small quake swarm and not so much as a big quake with an aftershock. Usually you have 2, 3, I don't know, maybe 4 aftershocks that descend in magnitude. And these did descend, but we had just a little bit more. And it's still ongoing. There's still 2 in red. This latest one's a 5.0 and a 4.9. Well, another 5. So we've had 2 5s recently right here. All right. So it's still active. We're still seeing energy being released here. This is our new weak spot right at this fulcrum point. Should be no surprise to my audience that this happened today. We were just talking about the pressure building up and all these potential places. Just because they don't call the spot, that's hard to do. We look at all the different weak spots that have come online that are indicators. Well, we saw an indicator just a little while back here at Taiwan, a couple weeks back, and now it's come to fruition. And it's going to be probably ongoing for a while. All right. This swarm is going to probably keep going. I don't expect to see a bunch of other earthquake activity around this region for a while, or for a minute, because this is now the new vent. This is now the new weak spot, the new release point. All right. So look how quiet it is for the rest of the system. See? All that energy was coming up this way, and phew, it found a spot to vent, and now it's been quiet for the rest of the system, and was quiet down below here because we got started right here and then switched sides, and this has been our main center of activity and will be for a while now. All right, look, let's just go back here real quick. You see that right there? That tells me that energy at that, now that weak spot has broken loose, we are going to continue to see it vent the energy. That and the volcanoes that we're seeing going are going to continue for a while because we are we're grinding. Okay, the pressure down there is at its max. We don't need this kind of event. Okay, now also this is causing havoc on your Schumann resonance, the resonance that kind of controls your moods and stuff. Well, now you're getting these frequencies, micro frequencies all the way to 20 hertz, very intensely. Let me just give this a refresh, because put a couple more bars on the end of it there. Yeah, and you can just see that it even changed the level of intensity right this line right here. It just ping. So it's really intense right there, okay? And you're feeling it and sensing it. The animals are. There's a lot of pressure down below. And it's just gonna continue to vent. Right there, and through the volcanoes in that region, okay? So, ongoing quake swarm started off with a 7.5. 7.5, again with that. I almost titled this something different. The 7.5 just by itself is that increase in magnitude that we were talking about last night. Boom. Increase in magnitude. There it is. It even caused a small tsunami, too. And this didn't hit out in the ocean. It hit onshore and still caused some displacement down below here in the water and caused a small tsunami. And if we, whoops, let me just kind of scooch right here. If we look, all around this quake area is a small little city right here. Airports, a little population center and stuff. And this is where you saw a lot of the buildings and stuff falling down. What is it out here? Where to go? Let me pull back just a second. Is Turtle Island? Oh, I gotta pull back more until I find it. Is this it? Yeah, right up here. Oh, I don't need to click on it. Just zoom in on. All right, Turtle Island here. There's the head. It's got a little tail, almost shaped like a turtle. Part of this island fell away today. This front face right here, half of this part sheared off and fell into the ocean during that quake today. All right, and it's a very powerful quake to do that. All right, now something else I want to point out at. Let's see if we can get this just right. So we have this. All right, first of all, let me back out. The way the pressure comes into this region, it comes around circles. See how it's kind of coming around circling and pushing up. All right, so it's almost like a shovel on the ocean floor pushing up this way. As we come into this region, we're looking at the topography now. See how this little ridge circles and goes right up here, and there's another one. This little V-shaped valley going up here actually is the V shape of these earthquakes. They're in this shape like this, and that's where that energy that's coming up this way turns and drapes right on up in there. It's like a finger pushing up through here. Ugh. And you're seeing that the weak zones around the perimeter of that thrust up through here. Okay, maybe you can see it right about there's a little bit better. Okay, so you can the earthquakes actually took the shape of the pressure in the region. It's fascinating how it actually created the V shape right as like this needle points up into there, this needle of pressure, and then all the things pop right around the tip of the needle right there. Very, very precise pressure. See how this little line comes down here, this S shape. This pressure comes right up in there and then just boom, 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 all around the tip of this little needle right here. So, perfect textbook case of a fulcrum point quake. And now with this being exposed as our new weak spot, we're going to continue to see energy come out of there. There's a 5 right there that's new. 4.95 that's new. This other one's a 4.8 that's new. All right, so we just had 3 new ones since I went live. All right, so this area is, I believe, going to stay highly active for a while until pressure is relieved. And unfortunately, a lot of those buildings that were tipping sideways and stuff, the more quakes we have, it just finishes them off. All right, they're tilting, they're leaning, and all it takes is one more and sends them crashing down. All right, Lord, we have some cooperation with this. I need to go back. Oh, I need to start this page over because we got stuff from the 3rd already. You know what? Never mind. I will just take it how it is. Oh, I should have mastered that. All right, well, here we go. All right, good. It did work. All right, so going already into April 3rd now. 4324. Uh-oh. All right, Fuego, Ibu, Nevada del Ruiz, Sabancaya. Ibu now is up to 7,000 feet. Fuego had one to 17,000. I want you to take mental note of all these ones that are over 10,000 and some that are double that and over double that. Okay. 17 at Fuego. Nevada del Ruiz, 20,000. Sabancaya, 20,000. That's double what a high blast is. All right, so we have two of them at 20,000. All right, now back to the second here. Pop that open. Okay, come on, Lord. All right, so Recahanus, the infusion eruption at the site continues. All right, and it will continue with, especially with all that pressure down below, maxing out now. We're going to see Recahanus continue. You might even see another more intense flow out of it, a big curtain effect or something might happen again here soon. We'll see. It depends on how much pressure that quake area is relieving as well. All right, so sorry, I had to take a sip there. Recahane is currently active. All right, Evico, that's 15,000 feet. Okay, Luatolo, 7,000 feet. Marapi, 14,000 feet. Right there. The explosive eruption of the volcano continues. Volcanian-sized explosions continue to generate dense ash columns in combination with incandescent material from the crater event. Dense ash material, all right? All these are spewing day in and day out more and more ash into the sky. Every little thing of ash that goes up there creates more potential for the air to hold more water. Okay, so not only are we seeing these tall, high blasts, 14,000, 15,000, really, they're putting a bunch of ash up there. Here's Popo at 20,000, all right? And it's putting that ash way up high, too, so it takes longer to settle. Santa Guido, 15,000. Fuego, 17,000. Here's a new one. Poas, Costa Rica, 8,000. Explosive activity continues. Volcanic ash advisory warned about a volcanic ash plume that rose up to 8,000 feet and is moving at 10 knots in a west direction. Costa Rica now. Reventador, 15,000 feet. Sabancaya, 24,000. It was, 26 or something yesterday, I think? So a little reduction there, actually, but still. It's still pumping out to 24, so a little reduction is not much when you're blasted 24,000. This Barren Island new one in the Indian Ocean is continuing at 3,000 feet. No list tonight, but as far as watch out for new volcanoes coming online, higher blasts, which we're already seeing. All right, so I really don't need to say this, but here we go. Higher blasts, higher magnitudes. We have pressure down below that's built up. We're seeing it in our volcanic blasts, and now finally through earthquakes here at this new weak spot that's been found here at Taiwan. And too bad that it has to be this region here at Taiwan. It's close to China, so China, you see how close it is? It's at your door. Okay, all that pressure, whoops, come here, is eventually going to correlate out here as well. Okay, so as you can tell, we've had an increase in pressure, maxed out here, grinding down at the core level, having large earthquakes, earthquake swarms, increase in magnitude. Not just here, we had a 6 over here too. All right, and we had this down here too at this little weak spot. This could possibly, have a little event down at this weak spot. Some more activity down there. You see how quiet it is through the rest of the region right there? Let me pop these real quick. That's a mid-range 4 down at 62 and a 5 at the surface right there. All right, so, and you can see how it is kind of taken on the job of venting a lot of the energy all the way around the region, really. All right, let's get over here. 4.3 in El Salvador. On the Cocos plate, we have a 5.1 at the boundary right there. That's releasing energy. Kind of a fulcrum point here because it points that way as well. 5.0 at the surface there. Here's a new quake right here. Another 5 at the surface there. So we've had 3 5s along this side here. Boundary, fulcrum, boundary. Even inland here. Another 5 at the surface there. Let's go over here. Here's a 4 in the Dominican Republic. We did that one. Let's take a little peek at the U.S. real quick. What's going on here? 2.5 in Missouri. 3.1 up here in Montana. 2.9 in Washington. 3 in Texas. We all know what's going on there. So everybody else kind of mild and quiet. Just one little quake at a time popping out if it can. But main activity is going to continue to be this for a while. And I wouldn't be surprised if they had another, if this activity, there's a lull in it and pressure builds up again, they'd have another big one. So, but it's usually the main one breaks the surface. See what's going on down there's below this island is all kinds of magma tubes and magma chambers and stuff moving around. And when you get like a tube that's been clogged or a wall that's been blocking the flow of magma down below for a while, and it finally melts away and magma comes thrusting through into a new chamber and pushes pressure into an area that was empty. That chamber was empty. Now it's getting filled up with magma, and that magma is expanding, putting pressure in that region now. So down below, we probably had some magma shift going on, either like a new tube opening up, a pressure valve release, a wall burn down, some kind of something happened down below and allowed this little weak spot right at our fulcrum point to be our new weak spot here. So volcano did. Now let's get over to the weather report. Please, Lord, can we have the weather report? I didn't mean to click on that page. I wanted this one. Thank you. There we go. Let me go ahead and can I, Lord? Wait for this to load up for a second and I'll play that movie. We had quite the day going through this region, several tornadoes today in West Virginia in the mountains. They had a touchdown in West Virginia. So I'm just going to let that loop play for a second while I get a sip here. Where's my other phone? I'll open up this radar app real quick and see if we can show you the latest. Oh, we can do that on Venture Sky too. In fact, it's kind of dying down now, but let me just go ahead and back up. So very busy day today. A lot of these semi-linear storm fronts, different sections popping off today. Okay, so there were severe weather events in several different locations. It wasn't just all along one boundary. There were several different opportunities out there, and there were storm chasers all over the different storms chasing them all today. So that's our nighttime current conditions. There's the morning of the 3rd. Okay, we're still going to have severe weather around. In the morning of the 3rd, there is the noontime of the 3rd. Now, here we are with severe weather still trailing along the southern border of Georgia, Florida area right here. Meanwhile, up here, we're starting to get this ice storm in New York. Okay, and that's at noontime. You also have these onshore winds. You see this thing's wrapping this way, so wind is curving around and coming from the Atlantic onshore. So you're going to have high-speed onshore winds, storm surge is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Is you're going to see storm surge out of this, and it's going to beach a road. It'll knock down stuff that's on the coast. It's going to knock out power. You see how concentrated and intense that this ice storm has grown now. We're not talking pink. It's in the purples now. All right. So that's going to be an intense ice storm over New York, Vermont, Connecticut, Massachusetts. The secondary low here is at 980, which is the very top end of a category 1. One millibar less, and it's a category 2. 797 is category 2. It's at 979. My bad. 979 is the category 2. This is at the verge of it at 980. All right. So you're looking at the storm surge, the wind speeds of a category 2 hurricane, throwing ice at New York and this whole region, a very strong blizzard back behind it, rotating snow back around into the backside, coming into Indiana and Illinois. You got severe weather here off the coast. If this is back just a little bit, that'll be striking the coastline as well. All right, sorry, my hand blurred it out there. All right, so there we are with this very dangerous setup. It's at convection here, the most dangerous time of the day, and it's striking right in that area. And you see how this curled effect is. This is very organized, very powerful storm. Boom, that's going to be the nighttime of the 3rd. It's still snowing hard, icing very hard. In fact, now, this is where we got to get serious here. All right. Over here, frozen rain on this little scale. Can we get the color just right? You got white down here, it turns pink, and then we got our pretty little purples and stuff in the middle. And then up at this end, when you're getting to 6 and 10 inches of freezing rain, there is a solid stripe of red right there in that band. So you guys could see upwards of 6 inches of freezing rain. That will tear down trees, power lines. It's going to be quite the event. It has everything: snow, blizzard, storm surge, ice, intense ice. Right on the backside of the intense ice is severe weather. So there could be a tornado or very strong, large hail. Imagine a tornado of ice, basically ice chunks flying around in a circle at 300 miles an hour, much like a blender, mixing a cocktail in a blender. So that right there has the potential to get very, very ugly for that region. All right. And they're going to be in the dark while it's happening, because that's the nighttime. Let me just show you. That's the nighttime of April 3rd with the power out. So you're going to be in the dark having this huge ice event. It's going to be gnarly. This is going to cause some problems there. And that is the 3rd. We are in the 3rd now, the morning of the 3rd. So let me back up for you so this can sink in. Current conditions were still severe. Tomorrow morning, severe weather, followed by an afternoon of severe weather and ice. Going into the, at noon, here we are at noon with severe weather and ice, and then going into the afternoon with a huge ice storm, severe weather, blizzard conditions, storm surge. The lights go out, and then all hell breaks loose. There's the morning of the 4th. Here, huge ice storm still right along the coast. I'm not even too concerned about what's going on back here. You can watch if you want. Sell it, Brian. Well, I'm not trying to sell it. I'm trying to warn you. People are going to die. I pray I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong. I do not mind being wrong, but when I see this setup coming in, and we saw the tornadoes yesterday and today, and I know what's going on and in this realm over here. Oh, never mind. We'll get to that. Go back to the forecast map, please, Lord. Jesus, can we please have the forecast map back? Thank you. All right, with all the spiritual warfare and stuff going on as well, when I see this, watch out. All hell's about to break loose. And then we go from pinks and purples into reds at nighttime. Red, that's, 6 inches to ice and above. Okay, so it's going to be quite an event. And then that's, like I said, the morning of the 4th. It's still going. There's noon, convection, nighttime of the 4th, morning of the 5th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 6th, noon, convection. You see this thing right here, right? You guys see these tight millibars. When you see tight millibars like this, that means wind. All right, so you're going to have a very windy event as this low comes in right here. You see all the millibars pressing together. You see moisture in the air starting to get pressed up against the cold air right here. And then boom, here it fires off with convection during the convecting hours at April 6th. That's the nighttime of the 6th, morning of the 7th. Now you see how this thing rips apart and loses energy? Let's pray it does that. All right, see how it just kind of dissipates and gets torn apart? Little residual moisture down here gets picked up at the nighttime of the 8th and starts to shunt this way in the morning of the 9th. There's the noon, convection of the 9th, the nighttime of the 9th, morning of the 10th, noon, convection. Look at this serious convection down in here around the 10th maybe. Nighttime of the 10th, morning of the 11th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 12th. All right, the rest of that, too far out in advance. But you can see how our weather patterns are definitely rocking and rolling while the earth is shaking and the dishes are rattling. We got the weather rocking and rolling. So we're shake, rattling, and rolling. All right, so there's your solar, magnetic field, geoteraphysicics report. Now it's time to get on to the metaphysics and our spiritual report, all right? Yay, you guys endured the whole part of the boring part of the class. But it's important that we get people to understand how this works, okay? Because, I should have left that one, but that's okay. I can always open it later. I'm just trying to X out of some of these pages here so we can have a nice little spiritual report. Is this the one that I had here pulled up? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're returning back to this event. Okay, very important event. There should have been headlines all over the world. Now, there's some profanity in here, but you're just going to have to endure it. Okay, there are some noises in the background. Those noises are actually voices, and we are going to listen to these voices very carefully. The opening frame, the opening thing, the very first 3 sounds you hear, it almost sounded like to me it sounds like a car tire running over a crack in the ground, like a crack in the freeway, that ta-ton, with that hollow rubber sound. pa-bum. It sounds like a noise, but it's actually some words being said. So you have to slow it down because this stuff is happening in different dimensions, which mean at different depths as well as different speeds as well. So what's happening here, this very opening thing is saying Jesus is close. And then it says the word, actually, the wind actually whispers the word. And then you hear the phrase, he is the Christ who's coming quickly. All right, so I'm going to try best we can to recapture this for you. Close. You hear that? Jesus is close. Jesus is close. All right, Jesus is close. It sounds all warbled and stuff. Sorry about that, but that's what happens at that speed. Now, the next message is at a different speed. So we're going to play that one next. He is the Christ who's coming quickly.
Holy fucking shit.
Okay.
Holy fuck.
Now, hopefully you could hear a little bit of that. Jesus is close. The Word. He is the Christ who's coming quickly. And then you see the man in the clouds with the lightning. So that's the opening message. Now let's go back to normal speed and play it. Now that you know what the opening message is saying, let's turn. Oh, we can just go like that.
Oh, holy fucking shit, guys.
He is the Word.
I think
Oh no. Holy fucking shit. I'm have to get video because there's a lot of rain around. Holy fuck.
no, I think
Okay. This last little incident, there are two appearances. So let's slow down here. Turn it down a little. All right. Right here. Right now. It says right now here. Here. Alright, so even kind of warbled. Let's put it back to normal now. And play this. Actually, let's go half speed right here. I want you to hear this because this is for your own mental well-being. Can you hear the wind say here, here? Hopefully you can at least hear that. Okay? So, Jesus is close. He is the Christ who's coming quickly. Jesus in the flesh right now here. Okay? That was the two messages in this event. This shadow showed up 5 times in the clouds. Okay? This is a paranormal event. When it happens to you, you will know. You will understand, something different's going on here. All right, so let me just play this one more time. I want you to remember that. Jesus in the flesh, or Jesus is close, the Word. He is the Christ who's coming quickly. In the flesh, right now, here. So we're going to play this one more time. Whoops. We didn't adjust the speed. Back to normal speed, sorry. The whole thing one swoop.
Oh, holy fucking shit, guys.
He is the wolf.
I think power does.
Oh no. Holy fucking shit.
The reactions, too.
I don't think we're gonna have to get video of it because it's a lot of rain right now.
Oh,
Holy fuck.
no, I think I got it. I don't know.
Do you see how quickly he shut the door? The shadow was getting closer. It startled this gentleman, lady, whichever it is, and they closed the door. They were so scared. That is a reaction to something that they are truly witnessing. He thought it was going to come get him. He ran inside and closed the door. Thought it was going to come get him. Okay, so let's move on to the next little thingy here.
So I started investigating, going after this face on the moon thing. I think
Down on us.
I misunderstood it in the beginning.
I'm just gonna.
Then I found the video and I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? So let's just check this out. Let's take a look at this. So,
It is February 28th, 29th. I have got me a better quality camera to catch this thing in the sky.
To catch.
And holy moly, I am scared. I'm scared, but I'm not going to trip because I've been catching this thing for a while now.
You're catching
It's
this
very
thing for a
ominous.
while now.
There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. It's a huge face
what is that?
looking right down on us. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit brighter. There he is. There's the moon. Oh, I lost it. There it is. Let's see if I can get a better picture on the moon like it's supposed to. Is my hand in front of the thing or something? All right, here we go.
He's zooming way in. This is not a cloud. This is out by the moon.
There it is.
Look at that.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
What is that?
The camera makes it so clear.
There it is. It is February.
Okay, so we
28th.
got several people saying that.
So, this man went and bought a camera because he'd been seeing it out there before. He says, there he is. There he is. Listen to this man's words real quick.
Check this out. Let's take a look at this.
He went and bought the camera
Oh,
because he'd been seeing it
is
before.
February 28th, 29th, 28th, 29th.
It was Leap Day, February 29th at 1:11 a.m. 3 ones. Three single things, but all in one number, 3 and 1 at 1:11 a.m. Here's a face by the moon. Happens to be around the same time I'm reading my stuff to you
Catch
guys.
this thing in the sky. And holy moly, I am scared. I'm scared, but I'm not going to trip because I've been catching this thing for a while now.
Been catching it for a while now.
There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is.
There he is. There who is? Whose face is that? Who's this guy walking around in the clouds? Crazy thing is, he has the same walk and limp I do, walks with a cane, got the same face as me. And that happens to be right around the time I'm doing my report to you guys with the book light shining on my head while I'm reading my notes to you guys. So, let me pull up the better image from Mr. MBB for reading to. That was the...
Up on the first page of Google?
Chaw, really? Skip your ad. And I'd like to have Mr. MBB, please. Thank you. All right, we get on over here to Mr. MBB because he caught it and zoomed in on the face. He's got some filters that help kind of make that image pop just a little bit better so you guys can see a little clearer. What? Oh, maybe it was on the live. So I really need to go through and make more bookmarks. All my bookmarks got wiped away. And I had this stuff all... There we go. There's the same face. A little better captured there, filtered. And it's my face. I mean, how would you feel if you... are recognizing your own face in this stuff, okay? Now, I'm not one that spends all day looking in the mirror, but I have seen my own face before, and I can recognize my own face. So now we've had all these spiritual things happening to me, Marian angels showing up, all kinds of different activity, the physical torture I'm going through, plus the spiritual warfare and the emotional, the emotional warfare as well. All three at the same time is pretty fantastic stuff. All right, so there's the we got that image pulled up. Also, I want to pull up this one as well. All right, so. Bear with me for a second. You guys are doing good. Oh, good. We got 30 people now. Perfect timing. Get this show on the road. I'll start reading to you guys because I got so much more for you. I could probably read all of my stuff to you until the end of April 8th, and we still wouldn't
No matter
cover
who
it all.
you are, there are times it can be tough to be yourself when you have severe...
When you have severe... spiritual warfare happening to you. All right, let me just get right to the better pop up right there. I think it's a little bit better so you can see it. Okay, real event happened on Easter 2020. Okay, so 3 images. This one, we got that, and then we also got, let's see if we could just get lucky and capture it. Try somewhere right around there. What speed are we at here? It's okay here. There we go. Got lucky. So, 3 images. I walk with a cane. I limp because I have shattered hips. I look like that when I'm reading to you guys. And this stuff forms over my head wherever I go. All right, so let's just, we'll start there. Well, we did that one last night. Let's get up close and personal. There we go. Hi. So, I see you guys' debate in the chat there. It's quite interesting. Meanwhile, some other people can relax, take some deep breaths. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, God, give them strength and courage to accept the knowledge they're about to receive here. All right. Okay, so everybody taking their deep breaths. Let me get a good sip. Oh, I should have pulled up that image of Jesus pulling his shirt open with his heart too. But just for right now, though, spend time with me for the pure pleasure of being in my company. I can brighten up the dullest of gray days. I can add sparkle to the routines of your daily life. You have to repeat so many tasks day after day that this monotony can dull your thinking until your mind slips into neutral. A mind that is unfocused is vulnerable to the world, to the flesh, and to evil, all of which exert a downward pull on your thoughts. Okay? So, a mind that is unfocused is vulnerable to the world, the flesh, the devil, evil, all of which exert a downward pull on your thoughts. As your thinking processes deteriorate, you become increasingly confused and directionless. The best remedy is to refocus your mind and heart on me, your constant companion. Even the most confusing day opens up before you as you go step by step with me. My presence goes with you wherever you go, providing light for your path, doesn't it? Have you guys tried this stuff yet? Doesn't it provide light for your path? Because I want you guys to grow strong in the light of my presence. As my face shines upon you, you receive nutrients that enhance your growth in grace. I designed you to commune with me face to face, and that this interaction strengthens your soul. Doesn't it? Doesn't this communing with me, looking at my face there, doesn't that strengthen your soul? Such communion provides a tiny glimpse of what awaits you in heaven, where all barriers between you and my glory will be removed. This meditative time with me blesses you doubly. You experience my presence here and now, and you are refreshed by the hope of heaven, where you will know me in ecstatic joy. Okay? So you're looking at that image while I read that. I want you to look now And I'm going to tell you again, grow strong in the light of my presence. As my face shines down upon you, you receive nutrients that enhance your growth and grace. I designed you to commune with me face to face, and this interaction strengthens your soul. Such communication provides a tiny glimpse of what awaits you in heaven, where all barriers between you and my glory will be removed. This meditative time with me blesses you doubly. You experience my presence here and now, and you are refreshed by the hope of heaven, where you will know me in ecstatic joy. Okay, back to that one now. The other ones I had. Oh yeah. Okay, so demonstrate your trust in me by sitting quietly in my presence. Put aside all that is waiting to be done and refuse to worry about anything. I repeat, put aside all that is waiting to be done and refuse to worry about anything. Demonstrate your trust in me by sitting quietly in my presence. This sacred time together strengthens you and prepares you to face whatever each day will bring. By waiting with me before you begin each day's activities, you proclaim the reality of my living presence. Okay? By waiting, you proclaim the reality of my living presence. This act of faith, waiting before working, is noted in the spiritual realm, where your demonstration of trust weakens the principalities and powers of darkness. You guys want to weaken those principalities and powers of darkness? Trust me. The most effective way to resist evil is to draw near me. When you need to take action, I will guide you clearly through my spirit and my word. The world is complex and overstimulating. It's so complex and overstimulating that you can easily lose your sense of direction. Doing countless unnecessary activities will dissipate your energy. But when you spend time with me, I restore your sense of direction. As you look to me for guidance, I enable you to do less but accomplish more. Have you guys found that yet? You're doing less and accomplishing more now? Yeah. So, there is no place that's so desolate that you cannot find me there. No set of circumstances could ever isolate you from my loving presence. Not only do I see you always, but I see you as a redeemed saint, gloriously radiant in my righteousness. That is why I take great delight in you and rejoice over you with singing. Here we go. So, grow strong in your weakness. Some of my children I've gifted with abundant strength and stamina. Others have received the humble gift of frailty. Your fragility is not a punishment, nor does it indicate a lack of faith. On the contrary, weak ones like you must live by faith, depending on me to get you through each day. I am developing your ability to trust me, to lean on me, rather than on your own understanding. See, your natural preference is to plan out your day, knowing what will happen when. My preference is for you to depend on me continually, trusting me to guide you and strengthen you as needed. This is how you grow strong in your weakness. Okay? Your natural preference is to plan out each day, knowing what will happen and when. But my preference is for you to depend on me continually, trusting me to guide you and strengthen you as needed. That's how you grow strong in weakness. All right? Pretty simple stuff, but it's hard to do. Okay? It's very, very simple, basic spiritual principles, but extremely hard to practice. Not extremely hard. It's just you will find that the more you practice, the more you'll be tested. Okay, so not extremely hard to do. It's simple stuff. It's just that you will be tested when you're practicing it. That's all. And that's why it's so vital that you understand this stuff, you guys. Here, let's give the foundation again. In fact, what we're going to do right here is take a little break from reading. I want you to see the lion face. I want you to think about this stuff, you guys. Wrap your head around this. You can see that this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now, I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus's face and the lion face. Okay, back to that one. So, listen closely to my voice. Nothing in all creation can separate you from my love. I want you to pause and ponder what an astonishing promise this is. You see, you live in a world where separations abound. Separations like wives from husbands, children from parents, friends from friends, childhood dreams from adult realities. How about that one? You live in a world of separations, childhood dreams from adult realities. But there is one terrible separation you will never have to face, and that is the isolation from my loving presence. I want you to cling to me with tenacious confidence. Do you hear me? I want you to cling to me with tenacious confidence. This gives you strength to cope with the uncertainties of living in this broken world. In such a broken and unstable world. Anxious thoughts that can assault your mind and fill you with fear if you forget that my love will never fail you. When you find yourself feeling afraid, grasp my hand in childlike trust. Rest in the protection of my presence. And remember that perfect love drives out fear. The greatest wealth on earth is minuscule, freaking minuscule compared with the riches of my boundless love. Yet this is my free gift to all who follow me. But how priceless is this unfailing love? How priceless is my unfailing love? I want you to cling to me with tenacious confidence. This gives you strength to cope with the uncertainties of living in such a broken, unstable world. The anxious thoughts that can assault your mind and fill you with fear, they will. Anxious thoughts will assault your mind. They will fill you with fear if you forget that my love will never fail you. The moment you remember my love will never fail you, all those anxious thoughts and fear just kind of fizzle away, don't they? When you look at this, doesn't all that anxiety and fear fizzle away? When you hear my voice telling you I love you, doesn't that make all that fizzle away? That's why I want you to cling to me with tenacious confidence. Tenacious. Like a pit bull. Be tenacious. in your confidence. This is real. Be confident. It happened on Easter. You can be tenacious now. Okay? Help me, Lord, help me. When you find yourself feeling afraid, grasp my hand in childlike trust, rest in the protection of my presence, and remember that perfect love drives out fear. Okay? I want you to strive to live more fully in the present, refusing to worry about tomorrow. Striving involves devoting serious effort and energy to something. Okay? Striving involves devoting serious effort and energy to something. It usually includes struggle. You must exert continual effort if you want to live in the present tense in my presence. You must exert continual effort if you want to live present tense in my presence. So I urge you to make me the major pursuit of your everyday life. It is essential to resist the temptation to worry. I repeat, it's essential to resist the temptation to worry. You live in a fallen world full of sin and struggles, and you will never run short of things that can provoke anxiety. Never run short of those things. However, remember that each day has enough trouble of its own. I carefully collaborate the amount of difficulties you will encounter on a given day. I know exactly how much you can handle with my help. And I am always near, ready to strengthen, encourage, and comfort you. Pursuing a close walk with me is the best way to live in the present. Keep bringing your thoughts back to me whenever they wander. Return to me joyfully, and I will take great delight in you and rejoice over you with singing. Okay? This is one of the hardest parts of this whole thing, and this is where a lot of people crumble and stuff, but strive to live more fully in the present, refusing. I want you to stomp your foot on the ground and say, I refuse to worry about tomorrow. Striving involves devoted, serious effort and energy. So you're going to have to devote some effort and some energy to refusing to worry. It doesn't come easy. You must exert continual effort if you want to live present tense in my presence. So I'm talking about that spiritual hour during the day. You're trying to step away from the physical world and be in the spiritual world for a while. It's hard. You have to strive to do that. You have to exert continual effort if you want to live in that present tense. That means at that moment in my presence. It's hard to do it because this world is just constantly bombarding you with a bunch of bullshit. I urge you to make me the major pursuit of your everyday life. It's essential to resist the temptation to worry. Pursuing a close walk with me is the best way to live in the present. Let's see, got more over here. I think there's a stack over here. Anything? Ready for anything? Are you guys ready for anything? All right, here we go. Okay, let me just tell you, as you look at this, you are ready for anything and equal to anything through your living relationship with me. Rest in my presence while I infuse inner strength into you. Because you are a child of the King of Kings, you are capable of so much more than you realize. To benefit fully from your privileged position, however, You need to spend ample time with me. As you relax in my presence, delighting in me and opening your heart to me, I fill you with inner strength. This time we spend together is not only pleasurable, but it is empowering, isn't it? Isn't it? Empowering, peaceful, empowering. You are ready for anything and equal to anything through your living relationship with me. Okay? So rest in my presence while I infuse inner strength into you. Because you are a child of the King of Kings, you are capable of so much more than you realize. To benefit fully from your privileged position, however, you need to spend ample time with me. As you relax in my presence, delighting in me, and opening your heart to me, I fill you with inner strength. This time spent together is not only pleasurable, but it is empowering. Where there is much to do, it's tempting to rush through your time with me and dive into the activities of the day. But just as eating a healthy breakfast helps you function at your best, so does feeding your soul a healthy diet of me. Bask in my word, asking my spirit to make it come alive to you. All right? Bask in my word, asking my spirit. Ask my spirit to make it to come alive to you. Savor these words of life. Your living relationship with me helps you approach each new day with confidence, ready for anything that comes your way. Doesn't it? This time spent together is pleasurable and empowering. You need to savor these words of life. Your living relationship with me helps you. Your relationship helps you approach each day with confidence, ready for anything that comes your way. So stop your incessant worry planning. Draw your mind back from the future to the present moment where my presence lovingly awaits you. Stop your incessant worry planning. Draw your mind from the future back to this present moment right now, where my presence right here, right now, lovingly awaits you. Seek my face with a smile in your heart, knowing that I take delight in you. All right? So seek my face with a smile in your heart. Does anybody have a smile on their heart anymore? This world's so cold and dark, and man, it's hard to find a smile, let alone on a face, let alone in a heart. So, seek my face with a smile in your heart, knowing that I take delight in you. Talk with me about all that concerns you and the tasks that are weighing you down. Call out to me for help as you set priorities according to my will. Then keep returning your focus to me and to the work at hand, inviting me into your activities. Okay? That's another vital thing. Inviting me into your activities increases your joy and helps you to be more effective. Okay? So inviting me into your activities increases your joy and it helps you to be more effective. Effective. I said efficient. Sorry, effective. When you need to take a break, remember that I am your resting place. My everlasting arms are always available to support you and hold you close. When you relax in my company, waiting with me for a time, this demonstrates genuine trust in me. As you prepare to return to your tasks, make the effort to include me in your plans. This protects you from worrying, and it also helps you stay close to me, enjoying my presence, my physical presence. That's what makes this work. My physical presence. I am physically here, just like you are. That's what turns all this thing real. You see why it's important that you understand this? When you need to take a break, remember that I am your resting place. My everlasting arms are always available to support and hold you close. When you relax in my company, waiting with me for a time, this demonstrates your genuine trust in me. That other one, the training one, or the training one. Oh, it's on the back side. There it is. Okay, thank you. Okay, I am training you not only to endure your difficulties, but to transform them into glory. This is a supernatural feat, and it requires the help of my supernatural spirit. Okay? I am training you not only to endure your difficulties, but to transform them into glory. Nobody can. What? Difficulties into glory? Yup. Because when you see it's a test and how you reacted to your trial or your test, you're going to see that I am training you not only to endure your difficulties, but to transform them into glory. This is a supernatural feat, and it requires the help of my supernatural spirit. When problems are weighing heavily on you, your natural tendency is to speed up your pace of living, frantically searching for answers. But what you need at such times is to slow down, take a deep breath, and seek my face. When problems are weighing heavily on you, you try to speed up your pace of living, you're frantically searching for answers. Slow down. Take a deep breath and seek my face. Invite the Spirit to help you as you discuss your difficulties with me. Then lay your requests before me and wait in expectation. Expectation means, come back here. Expectation means you've hit the lottery. You're just waiting for the guy to show up at the door with the big giant check. All right? You've just hit the lottery, and you are waiting. They're driving up in the van. They're just filling up all the balloons and stuff right now, and getting the whole camera crew and everybody ready to come over to your house to tell you that you hit the lottery. You are just in expectation right now, okay? So lay your request before me and wait in expectation, knowing that it will be answered. That's expectation. Expectation is knowing that it will be heard. The answer might not be in the way that you thought it would be, but know that it was heard. Okay? I'm training you not only to endure your difficulties, but to transform them into glory. Even though you wait expectantly, I may not answer your prayers quickly. I am always doing something important in your life far beyond simply solving your problems. Your struggles are part of a much larger battle. Your struggles are spiritual warfare. They are part of a much larger battle, and the way you handle them can contribute to outcomes with eternal significance. All right? Your struggles and how you handle them can contribute to outcomes with eternal significance. If you handle them well, it's going to show eternally. I'm struggling and I don't handle them so well lately, and that will reflect eternally as well. But when you respond to your troubles by trusting me and praying with thanksgiving, you glorify me. Moreover, your practice of praying persistently will eventually make a vast difference in you. My loved one, crowned with glory. See the crown up there? You're my loved one, crowned with glory. I am always doing something important in your life, far beyond simply solving your problems. Your struggles are the spiritual warfare, a much larger battle, and the way you handle them contribute to the outcomes with eternal significance. Okay? So, rejoice, because my sacrifice on the cross absorbed all your guilt, past, present, and future. Rejoice, beloved, because the sacrifice on the cross absorbed all your guilt, past, present, and future. There is no condemnation for those who are in me. Your guilt-free status as my follower is good reason to be joyful each day of your life. Your guilt-free status is good reason to be joyful each day. Ever since the fall in the Garden of Eden, mankind's worst problem has been sin. My sacrificial death provided the solution to this terrible problem. The gospel really is the best news imaginable. I took your sin, I became sin for you, and I gave you my perfect righteousness. This is an amazing eternal transaction. Isn't it? Isn't this an amazing eternal transaction? I want you to learn to enjoy more fully your guilt-free standing in my kingdom. Through me, the law of the Spirit of life has set you free. I repeat, through me, the law of the Spirit of life has set you free. This is not an invitation to dive into a sinful lifestyle. Instead, I'm inviting you to live jubilantly and reveling in the glorious privilege of belonging to me forever. Okay? I'm inviting you to live jubilantly, reveling in the glorious privilege of belonging to me forever. This is your true identity. You're not a goat, you're not a box, you're not this, you're not that. This is your true identity, and it makes every moment of your life meaningful. Everybody else doesn't have an identity, their life has no meaning. But you know your true identity, and it gives every moment of your life meaning, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Rejoice in knowing who you really are, a beloved child of God. Who you really are. Rejoice in knowing who you really are. You really are a beloved child of God. I love you guys. I miss you guys. There, want more? Yeah, more. Chase you guys. Show me, Lord. We did that last night. Okay. I think these ones we did already, Lord. Yeah, let's repeat this one again. This is one that kind of gets lost in the sauce a little bit. And just kind of reminder, as the world grows increasingly dark, remember that you are the light of the world. Don't waste energy lamenting bad things over which you have no control. Don't waste energy lamenting over bad things over which you have no control. Pray about these matters, but refuse to let them haunt your thoughts. Pray about these matters. Refuse. Stomp your foot again and refuse to let them haunt your thoughts. Instead, focus your energies on doing what you can to brighten the place where I have put you. I repeat again, focus your energies on doing what you can to brighten the place where I have put you. Use your time, talents, and resources to push back the darkness. Shine my light into the world through you. I am the true light that shines on in the darkness. I am the true light that shines on in the darkness. See? I am the true light that shines on in the darkness, even in the most terrible conditions. Your light originates in me and reflects from you. I have called you to reflect my light. You do this most effectively by becoming more and more fully the one I designed you to be. Spend ample time seeking my face, focusing on my presence, and my words help you to grow in grace and discern my will. Your time spent with me nourishes your soul, providing comfort and encouragement. Thus, I strengthen you and enable you to be a source of strength, light, and hope for others. Okay? Thus, I strengthen you and enable you to be a source of strength for others. Okay, we're going to leave it at that one. I want you to think about that. Wrap your head around that stuff, okay, guys? I sure love you. I sure miss you all. This is about the only time in my day where I get a break from the battle. And thanks for hanging out and listening to me and believing me. Oh, that's the thing. Oh, I forgot to put in the notes. Oh, boy. Okay. How do I put this one, Lord? So believing, the fact of believing. Oh, how important it is. Just in regular life. Okay. Put all this stuff aside and let's just believing. We're just going to talk about how important believing is, right? Say you have a truth, you know that there's not enough money for all the groceries, which is the truth, right? You don't have enough money for all the groceries, but when you try to explain that truth to somebody, they don't believe you, right? Okay, so what happens when somebody doesn't believe you and you have a truth? It creates a dilemma because the other person is expecting something different. They're like, no, I'm expecting, steak and lobster for dinner. And it's like, no, we're kind of short on money. It's going to be, ramen and chicken fingers, right? But when somebody doesn't believe that truth, it's hard to convey to them what to expect, right? So truth is an important thing. And when you have a truth and you're not believed, it gets frustrating, doesn't it? I used to give this scenario to a couple of different therapists so they could figure this out. It's much like this. Imagine if you were a botanist, which is somebody who studies flowers. I know a lot of ladies in this room love your flowers. I love them too. So you're a botanist and you study flowers, but there has always been this one flower, the creme de la creme of flowers, but it's been extinct for a long time. It hasn't been seen around in 2,000 years. But the thing about this flower is it's so exclusive. This flower, its root structure actually takes iron out of the soil, turns it into gold through a process through its photosynthesis, and has gold trimmed leaves, has leaves that are golden, have golden trim on them. And you can take those leaves, pull the gold off, and become rich. This flower actually grows gold. It's that cool of a flower. All right? So imagine a flower that's extinct. It hasn't been around for a couple of thousand years. All the botanists know about it. There's fossils of it. There's records of it. There's of all this miraculous properties that this flower has. And then one day, as a botanist, you're out on a walk and you stumble upon one. And you're like, no, that can't be, because that flower went extinct 2,000 years ago. And you look closer and you inspect the leaves and you see that the process is actually true, that it does produce gold on its leaves, that it is a real flower that produces gold. What a find. Oh my gosh, it's really true. I found it. It's the only living one. It used to be extinct. I got it. I found it. And somebody comes up and crushes it with their boot and grinds it right into the crevice of the pavement. Imagine that. And no more golden flower, no more joy, not all that, just because somebody didn't appreciate it. That's a stupid flower. Give me a break. Crunch. But they didn't know of all the special properties that this so-called flower could do. And they killed the future generations, all because of a lack of knowledge. They didn't know that it was a special flower. It was, just kind of special to you, but I thought it would be funny to kind of crush your dreams by stepping on it and driving it into the crevice of the pavement. That's what the world's doing. Here is an example, metaphorically, of that flower. It produces not gold, but something much better than gold. Riches way better than gold. This flower has not been seen in 2,000 years. Everybody thought it never existed or it was extinct. And here it is, and it does have those golden properties to it. Whatever you do, don't you dare crush that flower with the heel of your boot. I want you guys to embrace that flower. Water that flower. Cherish it. Watch it grow, knowing that someday, expectantly, you will be rich. It will produce the golden qualities of life that you're looking for. All right? And don't let somebody step on your flower either. All right? That's your flower to keep forever. And don't let anybody grind it into the pavement. If that happens, you bring it to me. All right? I love you. God bless you all. I miss you all. And until my next show, I will be back. I am already back. The signs around this world are showing you. Pretty soon, you will see I am back. And what you guys are experiencing is the truth, the way, the life. I love you all. I'll see you next show. I'll be back.